Back to me again. And Steve's birthday's today, so I guess he took the day off. I think it was yesterday. We went out yesterday. So, hey, I'm Mark LePera with Green Global Real Estate Education Network. And thank you anybody who's online with us tonight. And thank you guys for showing up through the traffic. Since it's just us, let's just talk together. You know, a lot of you guys, or half of you guys have been here a lot, and you guys are new. First, I'd like to find out who you are. Well, let's go around the room here. Matter of fact, I'm going to move up a little bit. No sense being so formal. We can swing the cameras around if we have to. Let's sort of group up into these two tables. Or one table. And it's getting informal.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, sorry.
Good. Okay, what's your name?
Larry Shotton,
What do you do, Larry?
and I have a full-time job consulting in, still working real hard on that job, and I travel a lot. So I do this on the side. So
What's consult?
we're consulting, like implementing systems for large organizations.
Implementing systems. One of those jobs that
What the hell is it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you what it is.
it's like my kids, like my guys back in the neighborhood, they say, "Hey, what are you doing now?" I said, "Well, the same thing I always did." They said, "Well, we never do what you did the first time." Oh, I implement systems. Oh, that makes it a lot.
Let me make it clear. HR systems for like.
We're already.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been doing it for years and years.
All right. That's why you just keep it in one of the systems.
Kevin White. I've been a single family investor mainly. I've done new construction, I've done rehab, private money. And now I'm looking to, funny, Les and I were just talking about, I think it's time to liquidate in Nashville. So I'm actually looking to make a move into more commercial versus residential.
Were you here when they had that guy from Orlando on, talking about those commercial properties? It was the 1031.
I was not.
That's, when I grew up, that's what I want to do. He has a fractional ownership. You guys weren't here? You were here for that. No, you might not have. I mean, it was fantastic. I mean, you guys should really watch it again. Fractional ownership. Now, a lot of people do this, fractional, big industrial, commercial, fractional ownership. His group specializes in brand new $3-5 million stuff where like 9 guys get in there at minimum 150.
Yeah.
Usually they drop in 150 to 250 bucks. 7% cap rate or 7.3 or whatever, but they never leave, and it just, you know, and of course the next year it's maybe a 7.6, and the next year it's a 7.8, and, you know, and since it's totally hands off, totally new, non-people, like they buy storage facilities and such like that. It's like, wow. I mean, there's the perfect passive income that, you know, the dump. I'm like you, I'm a big, you know, single family renters. Pull my hair out. Oh, sorry, too late.
Yeah, it's already gone. Sounds like what you're talking about. He's doing the syndication.
Well, yeah, you can do, you know, to do it all. You know what I mean? You dump a few of them, get one of those, and then you go back to working again, and you build up another pot of money, and then you know, that's where I want to get to. Just keep shaving off $150 chunks of an iceberg, and just keep packing it into these safe investments.
Yeah.
How many properties do you have now?
I've only got 9 doors, but I don't have any debt on those 9 doors. Except for one. I have a small mortgage on one of them. But, you know, what you're talking about, my wife and I just kind of did that. We joined the syndication in a $35 million apartment deal in Atlanta. So we have a very small piece of that pie.
Hey, that's it, you know, they don't say that, they say, hey, I own Disney, I got one share.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm allowed to see my property at Disney,
Well,
I get a write-off.
I'm part owner at a $35 million apartment complex. I mean, I can say that.
You know, and that's, to me, that's safe investing. I don't know why, well, we can keep going around the room, but why do you feel like having no mortgage on your properties is a good thing? Or have you looked at the dark side?
Well, yeah, I mean, now I have a line of credit against several of them, not all of them, so I have a fairly sizable pot of cash, so to speak, that I can pull from and go do deals with or whatever. So that gives me options. I don't have to pay a bank a mortgage payment, but I, in essence, get to use the equity. So, but it's on my terms, if you will, because I don't pay them anything if that money just sits there in that line of credit. So it's kind of the best of both worlds.
That's smart.
I have almost zero, yeah.
Revolving,
Do you have those in
interest
a,
only.
It's interest only, yeah.
are these in a tax-free bond, or a tax-free IRA?
One of them is, the rest of them are not.
For the sake of education for everyone, why not the rest of them? And do you find it a problem with putting all of them in, or?
Well, I mean, I can't transfer an existing property that I already own into an IRA. So,
Without paying taxes?
yeah, I mean, I don't even know that that's possible, legally. But the reason that I only have one in an IRA is because that's all that I could afford with the cash I had in the IRA, because I had to buy it with the cash that's in the IRA, or I would have had to have partnered with someone or something else. So I bought that one in 2010 for $26,000, and I just got a contract on it. Actually, my agent just called me before I came here, and I got a full price offer at $174,900. So,
And are you using a 1031 exchange?
I'll have to.
You don't have to.
It's in the
Oh, that's, yeah, and that's the beauty of that, that's why I'm saying.
and it's inside a Roth IRA, so
Yeah.
I'm paying no tax on it.
You know, well, that's the beauty about doing it, maybe you should talk about getting the rest of them in there. Who are you using, Todd, or who are you?
Well, I can't transfer the other property then.
Well, you could buy it have somebody else buy it to another, you should talk about that.
Yeah, but no,
And the liability of having things in your own name, or are they in your name, or are they in trust?
no, they're jointly owned in LLCs and irrevocable trusts. So, but the house that was in the IRA, the reason I decided to sell it is because, I got a little house that's renting for $1,000 a month, or I can convert that to cash and go hard money loan it and make more than $1,000 a month, as long as I keep it out. And I have no toilets, no roofs, no tenant, I have nothing to worry about. I mean, because $1,000 a month is great, but it's vacant about a month a year, because it would constantly turn over every year, and just the way it was. So, you're losing. Now you're at 11,000. Then I'm paying $1,000 in property taxes. Okay, well now I'm at 10,000, and then you just keep building. And eventually it ends up you're about $8,000 for the year, year over year, and it's like, man, why am I doing this?
It's still pretty good.
Well, it is.
That was a home run.
It is, but the hard money, taking that in hard money, having that accessible for hard money.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, you get complacent. I had 135 doors in East Nashville alone, and you get complacent about just leaving it alone. Hey, I'm making money with it. Always be looking to squeak a few more cents out. It's a job. It's another job for you. But there are ways to always improve your rate of return.
Sure.
One is to get these things in some fashion into a Roth IRA. I mean, you ask the guy. Maybe have somebody buy it and then buy it back in your IRA, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have a sole proprietorship IRA? LLC?
I have a single member LLC. That's what you're asking.
No, for the IRA though, for the IRA, can you do it? And you're like the agent for the IRA.
No.
Mike Todd was explaining that.
I set mine up that way.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm about to, but
I just go through through IRA Innovations, but they're the intermediary.
right.
So I know what you're talking about. That's not the way mine's set up. But in effect, it still works the same way. It just, I have to go through that intermediary. It's just a little extra layer that it's not.
You might want to call those guys. That's, who's that? Todd, IRA Innovations?
Yeah, that's who my account.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty slick. He'll help you,
Yeah,
he'll help you, transfer that money through. Well, my other fear is being paid off properties. You know, you have a big liability if somebody tries to sue you. Oh yeah, they're in trusts and LLCs, but as we also had an attorney here one day, if you're not running your LLCs correctly, which most people do not,
Yeah.
if you don't have yearly minutes, if you use the credit card every once in a while to go to the grocery store, you're commingling.
I know, I got separate checking accounts and.
Yeah, but is that, even as easy as not doing your yearly end of year statement, for you. They can sue you for anything. So, one of the speakers we have here is keep a full debt on on your properties. Anyway, Les,
Yeah,
what have you been doing? You've been traveling a lot, right?
yeah. No, I bought one last week down to Franklin County. So, trying to get the ones I got up to par to sell.
Yeah, we have quite a few of them in our inventory.
Yeah.
Next, what have you been doing?
Why? Well, see, we've got 2 properties under contract right now, and we've got one coming on the market Friday. We have a great house over in Mount Juliet that's near Providence, great little area. If you know anybody that's going to keep our line online and looking for a cute little house, very affordable in that area. I'm surprised it hadn't sold yet. Working on those things, so getting ready to stage a house tomorrow in Brentwood, Ruby Grand, great area in Cool Spring, and have a house in Martin, Tennessee that we've been having to do some work on. That hopefully I've been talking to the other agent over there because I do not list them when it is weekly 3 hours away. We have a cute little home that is about 5 minutes from UT Martin. That's going to be going on the market Monday we're going to raise the price to $84,900.
Raise the price.
Raise the price.
Like that. John, what are you doing today?
Well,
These days?
well, I did real estate for a long time. I'm working with Les on a couple of projects right now. And, I finally got a signed agreement on those green homes. Mainly, I remember still arguing with them about doing houses. He wants me to do hotel, shopping center, apartment complex, but they don't move as fast as houses. So, anyway, I finally got an in writing.
Okay, so what do you need?
I need somebody who wants to buy a hotel. It's a stock town or a shopping center, apartment complex, anything.
Oh, okay, well, we still can't do the houses.
I'm gonna keep pushing at it.
We might have just bought 2 pieces of the land, and I wouldn't mind putting a,
Development?
no, 2 houses
Okay.
of these, explain to these guys what your tiny house idea is.
Well, these houses, quite frankly, are, I'm still supposed to be going to California, that's been flattening all over the place. You know, it's everywhere.
They're fireproof.
But yeah, they're fireproof, they don't burn. They're windproof, as he said, the kind of way he kind of stated it, a house may completely blow away, but it won't come apart. So, you know. it's,
Shipping containers or?
No. This is
These are magnesium panels.
Magnesium panels. It's a panelized house. It's
Inside and
very
outside,
set it
right?
up.
From what I understand, inside walls and outside.
They'll do inside and outside, and you can actually do a shell and finish inside yourself.
Are they tiny or are they normal?
No, they're normal houses, you just, whatever design you got, you want to do a $1 million house.
Well, originally we were gonna build some small tiny houses with them.
Yeah,
Because it's easy to do them, you know, 4 walls and a.
They've got some now that they got a little brochure thing that I've got, and I still haven't get sent to them, I think. You've got a copy of that.
I'll have to put something up there. Now, these have, the outside's already painted, they have brick face, they have, well, not fake brick, I mean, it's painted brick or painted stone or siding or stucco or wood face. It looks, it's magnesium, and as a matter of fact, it even
All
has,
of it, and it does.
it even has the texture
It
of,
has the texture and the whole work.
and then the inside looks like drywall.
You say panelized, did it come pre-wired, pre-plumbed, the whole
Yeah.
9 yards?
They'll do that. That's about half, if you do a panel, pretty hard to get inside the wall and run the wire.
Yeah, exactly.
And they do shopping centers and
They do shopping
hotels
centers,
with this.
hotels, whatever.
They don't even really do
They
houses that much.
just bought a big 100-acre or whatever it is out at, Johnson Airport, right out there. They're planning on doing a big development up here.
What do you pay for a square foot?
Yeah, so that's always the question. I can't get it through his head. In hotels, you don't ask that way, right? You go down, you do an architect, get everything together, and you go do it. That's why you want to do houses. And that don't work. I've been selling houses for 40 years. I've never had anybody that didn't ask me the price.
Yeah.
And they won't give me a price. I'm trying hard to find somebody, and I almost got Paulie to build one, so we found out what the damn things cost.
Well, this is what I wanted. I have several tiny house builders who, we're trying to get together an organization. And I want to have the magnesium panel, boom, 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 here's the features and here's the price. Now, okay, it's a little higher end price, but here's the features you have. Now, out in California, hey, I want a fireproof house, and then I have this type of house over here. Matter of fact, Dave, who didn't show up today, he was even on our sailboat, so you might be online. But Dave has tiny houses, and I'd like to see what his is, and some pictures and a brochure and the price. I have other houses that you can buy in kits. I have other houses that you can buy prefab tiny homes. We're trying to put villages up around the country. Well, I need prices. I don't. You give me a little brochure, and I'll make a room right here full
I
of.
had with him is that, yes, it probably costs just a little bit more than a regular building, but you got 60 to 70% maintenance, less maintenance expense.
Yeah.
You've got utilities, about 60 to 70% utility. It doesn't burn, so if you leave and go to work, you go back home, the house is burnt like it is in California, you go off everything you got.
Yeah.
You have to go.
Do they help you find a mortgage?
Or I don't think a mortgage will be a problem whatsoever. Did you, Larry?
I've never heard of such thing.
Well, he was trying to
It's a
put.
house.
He was trying to put
It's
in.
like a regular house, except it's built out of these materials. Now,
Well,
we have trouble with all houses.
is it prefab though? You're saying it's put together in a factory and
Yes.
brought to your site, but
It's
that's
factory.
more of a manufactured or
It's
a
integrated.
modular style home.
Is it sitting on a block foundation with a footer like traditional construction?
Yeah, well, yes and no. They've got a different way of that too. They've got a special foundation that they put under it.
Now, he was gonna put them in Belmead. I mean, these aren't cheap
Oh, yeah.
manufactured homes.
Because still educated.
Yeah, because
Lenders.
because
Well,
a
like I
modular
said, I don't
home,
say they'll have a better problem with it. The house out exceeds, and it meets every code in the country, even the new one that's coming out, the international code that they're planning on doing.
I mean, we were looking at a $500,000 lot in Belmead to put on the corner to put one of these up. These aren't manufactured
I'm
cheap
trying-
trailer houses.
Yeah, I'm trying to get somebody to work with me so we can put up a model home and then sell them that model home for about 3 years. Should be able to sell 30, 40 a year out of it.
Where's your brochure?
It might be up there. I mean, we had a few.
I don't have one
I
with
don't know
me.
what it looks like, so.
The house looks just like a regular house. I mean, if you want brick, it looks like brick.
I'll find it.
some modular home, like American homes used to build, and they're still building it. I don't think it's American homes anymore, but But the modular home, it's actually a house, but it's just built in a factory. It's not double wide trailer.
Usually three.
Yeah.
And they set those on a block foundation. Those, you can get a mortgage on those.
Look, I have,
Treated like site built.
yeah, I've done 3 different modular homes. I did Nationwide, I did American, I did, Monroe Modular, Scottish, one that did the Scottish ends, they had modular homes. They bring them in 2 pieces, put them together like a whole home.
Yeah, right down, I've been to many
Everything out the bottom,
of
put
the
together.
manufacturers down there on 75 and, like Altosa and, Tipton's area.
Now, panelized is different. They actually do one wall, and they stack the walls up, they label them, and put them together. They will not let a builder put it in unless they go through a 3-day course and learn how to do it. I've built panelized houses, these I still gotta go through. After I looked at the brochure, I see why. It's a whole lot more complicated than putting panelized that I did.
Yeah.
Nick, anybody online?
Can you build 2 or 3 story houses?
This built a 100 unit.
Well, let's see if they want to, pop up on the screen and tell us who they are.
Oh, okay.
So you save money on the construction side, time-wise. It's already
You
built.
give them a set of plans, and then
You can give them a scratch-out drawing, and they've got architects in-house, they've got engineers, civil engineers, structural engineers.
I'll phone Wheeler.
In-house to do it, because they're used to doing hotels and shopping centers, whatever. I'm pushing for the houses, because I think they're needed. Everybody here needs a house that won't burn, everybody here needs a house. Less utilities.
Okay, Andrea, is there anybody, is Nick still on? Does he want to chime in? Tell him to say hi. I don't hear anything.
He's on.
Yes.
Nick?
Yes, that's Steve about doing that.
God bless you. Nick, you on? Who else is on?
Sheila M.
Sheila,
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
tell them to unmute themselves, Doc, and put them on the video. Click on the video.
On the video.
They've got to turn their own video on. I don't have the ability to do that. It's their choice if they want their video on. I can't turn it on.
All right, well, tell them where it is if you have to, but,
It's on the low, just in case you do want, Sheila or Nick, if you want to turn it on, low left corner. There's a video camera there. There you go.
Somebody.
Hey,
hey, Nick, how you doing?
you might explain to them too where they're at, who they are.
Yeah, no, what he's gonna do right now.
Okay.
Nick, who are you, where are you, and what do you do?
I can't hear you, Mark.
Then how'd you ask the question then?
Marcus, can you ask?
Who are you, where are you, oh, where'd you go?
It's a musician.
You feel that? They work on it, didn't they?
Yeah,
Obviously.
or Sheila, put somebody up.
My name, well,
Oh,
yeah, I was thinking of that.
will you walk around your yard?
My house?
All right, Nick, who are
Yeah,
you,
sure.
what are you doing?
I'm a licensed lending officer with Loan Depot.
Well, good, and you have investment properties, aren't you, with your father? Yeah, well,
I think he's walking.
yeah,
Connection coming in now.
and he's down in Brentwood area,
Tennessee?
yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a California. Yeah. Yeah.
And the other girl is from New York. Why you put the other girl?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm here to listen and learn.
Listen and learn. Tell us your story.
Oh, it's quite boring, really. I don't want to bore you, but for the past 15 years, I've been in sales and marketing, primarily helping small businesses secure funding.
Well, that's always a good tool to have.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody needs money. That's the first question they ask.
absolutely.
Where can I get the money? So now, so where do you live?
I'm in New York City.
Nice. Which part?
I'm in Queens, if you're familiar with the 5 boroughs.
Everybody's nodding their head yes.
Okay.
We try to avoid the 5 boroughs, but yes, we're all familiar with them.
Yeah. Very, very expensive. Real estate out here is just crazy.
I just want to let you know that I'm from Philadelphia and we won the Super Bowl, if you don't remember.
Yes.
All right.
Rub it in, why don't you?
She's not from Boston.
Okay. Well,
Girls are in New York.
Well, New York is our like sworn enemy, you know.
Yeah.
Now Boston actually moved into the top sworn enemy part. So anyway, you contacted me the other day and you want to start buying real estate. Now,
Yeah.
can you, well, you can always buy in any neighborhood, right, no matter how high it is, there's always deals to be made. What have you been trying?
Well, I actually was a licensed salesperson here in New York City a few years back, but I dealt mostly with rentals. So rentals are good up here because it's fast money for the agents while they're waiting for properties to close, you know, and the rents are, as you may already know, the rents are pretty, I think they're outlandish, but as they say, the market always dictates what someone should be paying. But, you know, there's so many agents in this city. It's almost, you know, I mean, look, I'm all for it. It's great, you know, that people can do whatever they need to do to survive out here, but competition is really, really tough. And I very quickly learned that making some friends in the industry, that it was more profitable to be an investor.
Well, I say do both. I mean, now being a rental agent, you have to be licensed, correct?
Yeah, and I was, yes.
Are you still? Are you inactive?
No. I'm no longer licensed, no.
And you want to start getting back in the action. I don't know. I used to be totally against, not totally against, I used to say, if you want a job, go be an agent. If you want to make money, be an investor. And of course, a lot of our guys here, you know, they laugh because they know it's true, but there are advantages about being or at least have a significant other who is, Les is nodding his head yes, but he's not an agent, but his lovely wife is, and they have access to the MLS, which, you know, I don't know. I mean, I use Realtor.com. I'm a broker myself, and I still don't use MLS.
I've used both.
Yeah, it's nice to use both. It's nice to be able to quickly do a comp. They have a lot more tools in their toolbox, but you have to pay an extraordinary amount of price to get that toolbox. So I'm glad you're here with us. Enjoy, listen, learn. We'll talk a little bit about some of the tools that we have or we have coming up. Are you also thinking, can you have the ability to buy outside of your comfort zone?
Absolutely. I mean, if it makes sense, I'm always open to something like that.
I mean, I buy in Florida mainly because I like to go to Florida a lot. Not to look at these particular properties, because the properties that I buy, I don't want to look at. But it does give me a nice write-off to get out to swim at the beach. What?
That sounds like a plan. And you know, most of us in the Northeast were snowbirds anyway, so.
Oh, I know. And you like to get out the east side, and we were just talking last night about, I was just in Vero the other day. Great opportunities down in Vero Beach to buy property, all the way down that east coast. As crazy as it is when it gets down into the Miami section, just before that, there's just hellacious deals blocks off of the ocean.
Really?
Even
Are
in
they
North
smart
Miami
people?
Beach, I'm telling you, 2 or 3 blocks off, it's back to the hood again. Now, if we go down there as a team and buy 30, 40, 50 properties, we can bring that, we can make a lot of money there. So anyway, welcome. And we'll be talking a little bit later on, but let me finish with Larry. Larry didn't get to do his spiel. And then I'm going to tell you where Green is going here in the next month. Seems like we were on hiatus, but actually we were in transition. We are like the cocoon and the butterfly is going,
That sounds wonderful.
Exactly what I was thinking. You're about to hatch.
Yeah, that's it. I'm about to hatch. But here's Larry. Larry Cox. He's one of our trainers in mortgage.
Camera is
The camera's facing the wrong way.
I see it.
Yeah,
Hi, Larry.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, thank you.
We're having a little roundtable discussion tonight. Don't have a real big crowd here. Don't know why I'm here, but I guess maybe that is why. I don't know. But yeah, I'm a mortgage lender and also do a little investing, mostly flips. I don't have any rental properties. Thinking about buying some, but for now, I just enjoy nabbing them, fixing them up, and getting rid of them. Name of the game. Glad you joined us, and we'll throw it back to the butterfly man. He'll tell us about the Mount Green, about what's coming up.
Well, most of you know, but we've been doing this for, almost 4 years. We've been on TV live here for 2 or 3 years. When I came back up from, the depths in 2008, I came back up with Steve. We started buying heavily. Steve is a machine when it comes to buying. He's out there now on his birthday buying. And I told him, I said, listen, I'm sort of bored with buying real estate. I bought my 10,000 houses and I'm done. Why don't we start training people the right way how to start buying and selling houses? Because we all do it wrong, not all the time, but some of the times. I mean, when you sell that next house and you got $100,000 property profit, you have to make a conscious effort now to make sure you do it right, so you don't have to pay that tax burden. But a lot of people don't even set it up that way. They have no clue what a 1031 exchange is, or a Roth IRA, or any other, or the LLCs, or the trusts, and all the other tools that smart people know. Even life insurance. Are you in with partners? Les is in with partners. Larry's in with partners. Do we ever get life insurance on each other in case you die, or power of attorneys and all the other things that we were supposed to get? No, because we're cowboys. We buy fast and loose. Our butts are hanging out there. We're hoping to sell it quick before it goes. We hope that we buy enough properties, if we get messed up and a few other ones will cover. Well, just with a little bit of common sense and practice and organization, we would have, a lot more profit. When my friend Dave Elzada from Philadelphia came up here and gave his talk on how he organizes his workload, and he does all inner city construction, and he has all his houses in these columns. And the prices that he estimated, and of course, you put that sum sheet down there and it keeps the sum. And now, okay, as he finishes his kitchen, if it's 2,400 instead of the 2,000, it keeps it running total down to how much is left. So now he knows when he sees what he estimated at 2,000 and he actually paid 24. Geez, okay, I gotta shave some money off of here. Or if he did got it for less, he can say, well, now I can make the front entrance fancier. I can spend a few more $100 there to make it nicer. So, that's organization. Do any of us do that? Not really. I would love to have that kind of time to have that kind of organization. It's not really time, it's just practice. It's just, he goes with there, that's how he runs everything. Now you know how much profit and loss you're gonna have, and now you know what to do with your money. So all these little tools, we are going to put in what we call towers. I not only wanted to start teaching about real estate, because real estate's easy. I mean, anybody can make the money. But it's all the other things, keeping the money, not paying the taxes. How do you get money? How do you run your business correctly so they don't break when they sue you, which they're going to sue you if you got enough properties. How they don't break your corporation because you didn't have everything separated properly. I didn't have the house properly titled. We had a lady in here who titles property. Well, I don't think she was even titled. I think she was just a real estate lady. The tall blonde lady, she came in here and she started talking about when she has a husband and wife coming in there, she sort of plans, she's like the divorce lady planner. Now, you're a nice happy couple, you're going to buy a house. When do you think you're going to get a divorce? What? Well, because you have to plan for these contingencies. Let's title the house so when you get divorced, I mean, I'm saying it very rough, but she had a very smooth way of saying this. Plan yourself in case contingencies happen. There's certain ways to plan it so when some person dies or some person gets divorced, the house switches easily. Nobody plans like this. Most people go buy a piece of property and they go to the title attorney, and the title attorney, they ask you one question: how do you want this title? And you just blurt it, I don't know, in my name. All right, or my corporation. All right. They don't ask two questions, they ask one because they're on time too. And if you gave the wrong answer, they don't care. I mean, it's illegal. It's legal, but it might not be in your best interest. Nobody told you the difference between the 2 or 3 or 4 different kinds of LLC, C Corp, S Corp, partnership, trusts in different cities and different states. The North Dakota is supposed to be the best. You always hear, Nevada corporations, all these things. So what I tried to do is not only have real estate education for investors, but also real estate for real estate agents coming through. So many agents, they're brand new, like this girl right here said, the competition is stiff. So you look across the big room where your broker is, and you see that one old agent who's been there doing it for 25 years. Well, they got all these leads coming in because they've been doing it for 25 years, and you're brand new and you're doing nothing. And you say, well, geez, do I got to wait 25 years to build all this stuff? Well, nowadays with the technology and social media and all these other things, you can, leapfrog past these people if you're smart. I got broker friends 39 years. They're going broke because they can't even text. So it's the continuing education thing that helps people do better. So what we created is 5 different towers. And I'm going to have Doc go over these things for you to show you the 5 towers that we are planning on building. Doc, you still with us?
I am.
All right, pop them up.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this quickly because I know you have lives, so I'm gonna respect that. We have 5 educational tracks. Mark likes to call them towers. I'm not really sure why. Maybe he's forming various towers, who knows. The first one, agent broker training. What are we intending to do here? Green's primary focus in this track is skill building for the licensed agent and broker. It's all about mindset, effective use of time, systemization, and managing relationships with clients and other agents. We have right now, with each of the tracks, I want you to think of the metaphor of a tree, and that there's a kind of introductory course that serves as the trunk of the tree, and then the specialty classes are branches. Think of them as the branches that come off the trunk. So in this case, we have a triple track plan, which is our tree trunk, and then we have specialty classes, real estate coaching simplified, the mortgage mastermind with Larry, with the title insurance 101. So you want to be a broker. We have both on-demand and live classes. On-demand being video courses that you can watch at your convenience. And then of course the live classes are in this Zoom format where you have the face-to-face contact with the instructor. But that just gives you a little bit of an idea of some of the topics that we have. And we also intend to be building out from here. This is just the beginning. The second track is real estate investing. And this one is the one that's probably nearest and dearest to your hearts here. And as we go through this, I'd be very interested in any feedback that you might offer for possible courses. That matters a lot to us, and we will definitely take any suggestions that you make very seriously. In this one, obviously, Green begins by introducing the field of real estate investing, exploring and surveying the different approaches used by investors. From there, we focus on more detailed study on particular ways that investors buy, hold, and sell real estate. For example, the fix and flips, foreclosure options, short sales. Lastly, we'll offer boot camps that are going to afford practical opportunities to learn by doing, and hopefully do more than learn, but make money while doing. So a very practical kind of approach. Larry McCumber is our point person for this, and you see his course is the first one on this list. I don't know how well you can see it on your screen, but it's called Real Estate Investing 101, a complete beginner's guide to becoming an investor. One of the things we noticed already in our meetings is that there's a pretty healthy group of people that show up that are interested in real estate investing but have never done it before and really don't even know where to begin. And so that's what this course is really all about. Is as we said before, the tree trunk course where we get started. And then of course there's lots of different places we can go from there. The fix and flip mastermind with Paul that we do every Thursday. We've got short-term portfolio lending. Obviously, that's going to be dealing with financing that's needed for a lot of this kind of work. The low and no money down buying, the life cycle of the real estate investor, simple real estate investing, and a whole lot more. So we're very interested, again, in building that out. Like I said, feel free to contact me or Mark or Steve and pass on any ideas for topics. We're very excited about this particular one. The third one is the financial and wealth building investment strategies, because this is almost falls under the category if you don't know what you don't know. And there's lots of really creative and intriguing things out there for investors. Mark was actually talking about one of them earlier, the TICs, the tenancy in common. We are going to be bringing on as a monthly instructor, Greg DeSalvo. Greg's out of Orlando, Florida. And Greg does specialty TICs where these are, safe, reliable, typically a 7 cap, 6, 7 cap. It's mailbox money. And the risk is they deliberately pick out industries that are not going anywhere. Like, for example, this is kind of maybe a little not the first thing that would come to your mind, but kidney dialysis centers. Obviously, it's something that's needed. No matter what happens with the economy, it's needed. So this is the kind of thing that they're thinking of, very tactical, something that's going to be there long-term. These are leases that they're doing that are 20 and 25-year leases. So it's a long-term stability. And your basic role in it is do the initial investment and then go to the mailbox every month. Kind of like that. This is an area where we're doing some introductory stuff. We've got a gentleman down here in Naples that we're talking to. He's going to be our core guy, it looks like. His name is James Haig, and he's an investment counselor. And we're going to start with the basics of personal finance, credit. I mean, this is for the beginner. A lot of you don't need this type of thing, but this is that beginner, getting your credit managed, thinking about retirement planning, basic initial investments, and then we start to get into the deep water. The 1031 exchange, using the self-directed IRA and all the different ways that you can do that. And that we have a standing on-demand course with that. If you're not familiar with it, you really should take the time to watch it. What amazes me about this course, and you may be very well aware of it, is the velocity of money in a self-directed IRA. It's amazing, the growth potential for the investment. And there's a lot more. So there's a lot of different possibilities there. And we really want to be creative and explore and see what's out there and try to bring it to your attention. And if it can help make you money, that's what we're all about. These are the two kind of ones that we're starting from scratch. The business skill building, and then the next one is the personal development. And the business skill building is just, no one's born an entrepreneur. You have to learn these skills somehow, and we need to begin somewhere. Just as an example of this, we have a gentleman and his wife, Dave Rice, that's going to be coming in, and his wife Lori. They're going to be coming in on the 25th of this month, and they're going to be talking about bookkeeping and the importance of bookkeeping for real estate investors. I mean, it's not just bookkeeping in general, but it's specifically bookkeeping for real estate investors. So that's kind of a beginning of what we want to do there. Very practical stuff, help you keep more of the money that you earn. And then, as I said, the fifth and final track is the personal development. And what it basically comes down to is that the more that you understand yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, you understand how to maximize your potential. One of the things that Michelle Moore says that I think makes a lot of sense, she talks about, knowing yourself and staying in your lane. There are some things you don't do well. Don't keep beating your head against the cement wall. Find somebody to work with, outsource that particular thing, and let somebody who's good at it do it, as opposed to you doing it, slipshod or not particularly effectively. We all know what I'm talking about on this. And that is all part of personal development, is knowing your strengths and weaknesses and being comfortable with that enough to get help when you need it. So that is, those are the 5 tracks. I hope I did an okay job there, Mark, to kind of flesh it out for everybody. And like I said, if there's any ideas that you have or topics that you'd like us to cover on any of these tracks, we're certainly very open to that. And, my phone number is, you can get me anytime, and I'll definitely call you back. Mark and Steve are always available, Marcus as well. We're talking all the time. We want to try to provide a product that's useful and beneficial to you. So thank you for your attention.
All right, good, Doug.
Hey, I got a question.
Go ahead.
So this is Larry Cochran. The thing that I'm getting hung up on is coming up with a good budget when you're doing a rehab and trying strategies to stay on that budget. And I'm on my 4th rehab right now, and I'm just going way over budget on these, and the labor Costs are killing us, and I'm doing some stuff with lots of stuff, and it's just making sure that you come up with a budget that makes sense right up front versus trying to, I'm also learning, right?
Right.
So trying to avoid some of these mistakes so you're not putting putting too much into a property that you shouldn't, and just.
Well, in a forward-moving market, it's difficult because your guys have other things to fall back on, and so they can basically hold you hostage. But every market is crazy. I mean, like I said, my friend from Philadelphia, he has, he not only has to deal with the same, every big city right now is slamming, even, some of them are falling, but other parts of this, you're moving. I'll put you in touch with Dave if you want, and, let him talk to you on a one-on-one. Of course, we can talk to these guys too. It's all about, keeping your thumbs up. Do you have contracts? I mean, if they're not following their contracts, are you paying them ahead of time, or are you paying them as you go, or are you holding back 2 weeks? If they don't come in there at your budget, you have to learn how to be a nice guy.
No, I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
We're paying it.
And that's why you don't do it yourself sometimes. I can't be a landlord because I'm too much of a nice guy. You gotta get those hard-nosed, people that this is a business, you gotta step out of it, because they know that you're the owner, and, my kids, doesn't eat. These kind of skills, business skills, that's why we're not only teaching real estate, because that's the easy part. It's these business skills that we're falling on. Today is the social media explosion. If your face isn't up on TV, you're falling to the wayside. That's why I'm trying to get Larry's face more up on TV. Well, because the kids are coming up and they're Facebook Live. So we are teaching how to be effective on social media. Now everybody goes to Facebook. Well, that's not the right one these days. Now now it's moving into bigger pockets, or LinkedIn, or Instagram. The markets are switching. We're going to have classes that'll teach you what market you're shooting at. These are the people that you have to go to. These are the times that you have to post. All these classes we want to show you. How to look better on TV. How to speak better. I'm the president of the local Toastmasters here. Trying to get Steve to go. You have to start speaking correctly. We're going to have classes on that, or at least I'll direct you to the local Toastmasters and let them do it. There's a lot more and that's why people fail. Oh, I'm a great contractor, I should go into real estate investing. Well, that's like the least skill that you need in real estate investing is being your own repair guy. Now all your time is stuck there. You should be thinking of bigger things. I would rather have a marketer as a real estate investor friend than a contractor, because the marketer is thinking of how I can buy 15 properties, and I'll go hire guys that can fix them. So these are the big ideas that we're trying to go to with these towers, with these trees that we're going here. It's a heck of a lot more than just being a real estate agent. They'll be stuck in that rut for years unless they leap forward in some of these skill building ideas we have. And I am getting, even personal, how to look good. Year round. You got a jacket, it's tight. Does it work? Yes, it works. If you two were out, it's no offense, but it's the guy who looks better, people just assume that he's richer. I'm gonna talk to this guy more. The guy with the glasses looks smarter than the other guy. We have these kind of
preconceived ideas.
Exactly. So we are trying to teach not how to trick people by putting on the glasses, but all these ways to make you more successful. That's a simple thing. So what we did, like I said, we've been like, But like I said, that's my Toastmasters thing, that's my feeling. We've been doing this for 4 years at $99 a month. The classes are unbelievable. We have 35 live classes on a month. Nobody has one live class on a month. I mean, it's not live like webinars where you can text in. These are like this. You can see the guy, you can talk to the teacher, they can answer you right away. They can upload homework for you, you can download it. That was our old system. And even that system was so state-of-the-art past everybody that we can't even get people to understand it. It was, because people, they're still in this old way of watching our education. Now we just actually backed up or stopped, or we're morphing into a new thing called Lightspeed. It's a way to create educational platform that is going to blow people away. It's not only state of the art. You watch the teacher. There's questions at the end. You can answer them, don't answer them. There's bonuses if you do answer them. You know, there's certificates that we're going to give out. There's questionnaires to see how good the teachers are, because we want to see if the teachers are effective. If they're not effective, if they're not really reaching you, well, I want to know. If they're great, I don't want to know because I want to pay them more. Or they get bonuses in some fashion. Boot camps are coming out all over the country. We're doing them in Florida. I got these guys in Florida, but Sharon Restrepo is going to do them and start them off in West Palm Beach. By being a member of Green, we're going to get discounts. There's going to be conferences with some hardcore boot camps. Well, we're going to bring in 10 or 8 or 9 or 10 different speakers at a conference, and they're going to be hardcore 2 to 3 hours at a time on a weekend somewhere around here. So that's all changing. The whole compensation plan from before, it's multi-level marketing. Because we thought that we don't want people to be paying for education. We wanted to find a way how we could get your money back to you, so we just decided to do multi-level marketing. We, from the beginning, started a full-blown MLM. We hired one of the best guys around. He developed an MLM system for us. But he's one of those guys, he developed the system and then just handed it to us. And we didn't have the knowledge and to know what to do with it. Steve and I are MLMers. But just recently, we went with this Sheffield group. The Sheffield group is the Notre Dame of MLMs. They're the world-class people. I mean, Amway, Mona V, they all go to these guys for advice. I mean, these guys, when you have the Sheffield ring on and these MLMers, these professional MLMers say, oh, you're with the Sheffield group? Oh, I'm in. You know, they just know if they took you on, and they love our whole system. They love all the education. They love their whole system. They said this is a world-class company. We just have to do a little massaging. So they not only create a compensation plan, they teach us how to use it properly and all this stuff. What we're doing now is with these guys, they told us we need 2 or 3 different products. The $99 product is good, and we're going to give everything we normally give on that $99 product, $99 a month, that we give now, we give later on. But now we have a master's project, I don't know how we're calling it, the Green Pro, for $299 a month. And I am getting basically everything you see in Bigger Pockets, all those calculators and tools and directories and stuff. We have all that stuff being built right now. We want to keep everybody inside the green website. You're going to have every tool known to man. To, the 70% rule. Now you got to remember, these 70%, the 70% rule is when you go buy a house to fix, you multiply it by 0.7. So you already there's your $30 of profit that you put in the deal. Then you start deducting all your repairs, because now you got 30% more in case you make a mistake. All right? But that's just a general rule. If you listen to Paul when he gives his classes, he talks about if that house is a 1970 model house, he makes it a 65% rule. Because the electric is older, the plumbing is older, and this and that. If you're near railroad tracks, he takes another 5% off. So they're just guidelines, but our teachers would teach you how to refine those to what you're doing. So these are the tools, bonuses and discounts for these boot camps. I not only want to give you, your $200 a month or more a month back, I want to give you $1,000 worth of tools back. Discount. We're working on discounts at Home Depot, Ace Hardware, Lowe's, all the other big stores, the tile stores and stuff like that. We want this to be the premier education and business education in the country. Because we're not only going to do education, the teach a man to fish thing, and you buy a man a fish, you teach a man to fish. I think that's wrong. I can bring Marlon Perkins in this room right here and put a bucket in the corner. He can show you how to cast into that bucket all day long. Tomorrow you'll still die when you go out to the lake, because we want to actually take you to the lake, put you on the boat, show you what kind of rod to use, what kind of bait to use, show you what's the difference, the tides, the sun, what time of the day. I mean, I'm a public fisherman. I go out all day on the boat, then I go to Publix and try to fish salmon and pick it up. Or at a restaurant. These are the things that Green is coming up with now, and we're supposed to, September 1st, this thing is going to explode. And anything else that I missed, Doc, or we got a ton of stuff I missed?
I think we did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, who do we have next week coming in?
Well, the 25th is the next guest speaker that we have officially, because it's kind of like summer vacay for everybody. Like Sharon's on summer vacation, and Paul's been taking a couple weeks, which these people deserve it. They've been working hard for us, so July is a good month for that. The 25th, as I said, is when Dave and Lori Rice are going to be here for the bookkeeping for real estate investors. I think that'll be profitable and beneficial. And then on the 1st of August, which would be the very next week, we have Andrea Dietrich, who's out of Mississippi, and she's going to be speaking about contracts. Remember we talked about that, Mark? We wanted people, so that is going to happen on August 1st. And then we also have somebody on the 8th who's escaping my memory right now, but we do have somebody scheduled.
Contract. I can write a contract and you can, I guarantee I'll make $10,000 more, and I got your car, your cat, 3 of your kids, they're all in my contract. Because people don't read contracts. And I make sure I every line got something in there, get another percent out of it, Our speakers that are coming here, and you've been around for a couple of years watching it, they're mind blowing. Yeah. We had a foundation guy for 4 weeks in a row. And you see, I can't even say foundation without smiling. This is the biggest thing that we look for. I mean, if you find a house with foundation problems, we just made $80,000. Because everybody backs off of these things. The city has the sticker on there, this gotta come down. Everybody runs. He just showed us how to, is it cheap? No. well, you know what? It's not as expensive as you think. The house will be certified. You can do it for 1/3 the money that you got the discount on. We had a guy come in here about smells, dog smells and such. These are huge profit makers these are things that we don't think about. But these are huge profit makers for us. These houses that have 28 cats and nobody wants to buy them, we buy them because we know how to get the darn smells out. We know how to get the mold out. You were here, right? I was talking about mold. I say, yeah, I go in there, I go in 5 gallons, 55 gallon drums of bleach. He says, no, that's wrong. And I'm saying, I do that all the time. Why is it wrong? Well, it's like the aliens. You ever see the alien movies where you kill it, but it breaks itself off, and this piece lives, and then it grows later on in the next scene. This is what that does. You gotta kill it so it doesn't know that it's dying, and it all dies. I never do that. And I bought millions of houses with mold.
Yeah.
These are the caliber speakers that we have in here, and every one of them is like, oh my God, I gotta do that. Oh, I gotta do that. When Dave was here, everybody wanted to say, hey, can you send me that, sheet, and he sort of made it himself. When the tick guy was in, hey, I'm doing that. When the credit repair guy goes in, almost everybody had it. When Tom Wachowski on the life insurance, all the years I didn't buy life insurance because, I don't care about kids. Well, it was like the dumbest mistake in my life. If I had a whole life, I could be borrowing the money at 4%, if it's making 7.5%. I could be protecting my family while I'm buying real estate. I have a 7.5% life savings account. Of course, now I'm finding more stuff out that's better than that. This is the great stuff that we do here. I told Steve all the time, we got the greatest job in the world. Everything I don't know, I just get another speaker and wow, I gotta do that. Wow, I gotta do. You really find out how bad my life was, and I bought tons of property, and now I know why I don't have any. Basically did it wrong the whole time. So anyway, guys, I hate to keep you longer. Thanks for showing up. This is Green, learnfromgreen.com. Call me anytime, and good night.